Honestly, I don't even know if I remember how to record a video. Hey, what's up guys? It's been a while, and before we get today's video started, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Yeah.
Hey, so, you don't got a sponsor for this video, kid.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, like, what do you expect? You haven't uploaded in over a year.
I had my reasons. Please, I need this. I have a cat to feed.
That doesn't matter. Your channel's, like, dead. You lost a few thousand subs since you've been gone. You realize that? You'll be lucky if this video breaks 3K views in a month.
What am I supposed to do, huh?
Just upload it, I don't know, Unlisted video talking about where you've been for like 3 people that give a shit. Forget the sponsor spot and get on with it.
Ugh, fine, okay, I'll just put it in the iCard or in the description.
All right. God, can't believe I have to work with this loser.
You haven't hung up yet. Mistakes. We've all made them. There's the guy that didn't buy Google for a mere 750 G's. Talk about a return of investment. There's the 12 publishing companies that turned down J.K. Rowling. My mom when she decided not to abort me. And me forgetting to put my pop filter on the first time I recorded this video, and now I have to do it again. Look, I haven't done this in like a year, okay? So just cut me some slack. I personally have made a ton of mistakes. In fact, my life up to this point is basically the result of mistake after subsequent mistake. But what about Pokemon? Since, you know, that's kind of my thing. I've been playing Pokemon longer than some of you watching have been alive. And now that I say that out loud, that sounds pretty sad. Anyway, I've made a ton of mistakes in the world of Pokemon, and today I wanted to share a smattering of just some of the ones that I've made with you guys. These are in no particular order, but I am going to save my personal favorite for last, so be sure to stick around. And I think we're supposed to ask you to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I think that's what YouTubers do now, right?
Eggs.
Let's go ahead and birth ourselves into the first one. That doesn't really work, but this is about the Togepi egg. Flashback to basically like a million years ago when dinosaurs are roaming the earth and 7 or 8 year old Spectre is sitting on the couch at like 6 a.m. playing Pokemon Gold by lamplight. That's right, I would wake up sometimes at like 5 a.m. so that I could get up and play some Pokemon by light of living room lamp before school. Now that is commitment. Anyway, as a stupid kid, it took me a while to beat Faulkner. But when I finally did beat Faulkner, I was of course presented with my very first Pokemon egg. Do you remember how I said I was a stupid child? Well, because of that, I almost never read the dialogue in Pokemon games, so I had no idea what this assistant wanted me to do with the egg. So little infantile Spectre hatched an idea in his brain of how to hatch the egg.
So, it's an egg, and eggs hatch in incubators. And the healing table is kind of like an incubator. So if I repeatedly heal my Pokemon, then that'll incubate the egg and it'll hatch.
So I sat there for hours, just repeatedly healing my Pokemon. Eventually, as you might imagine, I gave up, I left the Pokemon egg in my party and continued my adventure, and of course, it hatched while I was in Azalea Town. And that's the story of how I first figured out how to hatch a Pokemon egg. Let's go ahead and keep it to Generation 2, since that seems to be the time that my little brain concocted all of these really dumb ideas about how Pokemon works. The third movie, and the best movie, mind you, Pokemon 2000, did a really good job of painting the unknown with this air of mysticism and making them out to be this ultra strong force that only the most powerful of trainers could conquer. So my little idiotic brain said,
I bet the unknown are pretty important in the game too. So I should probably solve all of these puzzles here, and then I'll probably get to fight like Entei or something.
You know, even though Entei was already encounterable in the game, why would they put a legendary in twice? At the very least, I thought that some kind of crazy event was gonna happen if you unlock the Ruins of Alph or something. So as I played through the game, which took a long time because I was a stupid kid, I would occasionally go back to the Ruins of Alph just to see if I could access one of the puzzles and solve it, and eventually I got all of them done. After that, I combed every square inch of the Ruins of Alph trying to figure out how to unlock this crazy event, and of course I didn't find anything, and that's when my very dumb little brain did a big and thought,
okay, well if these puzzles don't serve as a key to the ruins, then maybe I've gotta catch all of the unknown to get it to happen?
And so I set out to catch all 26 letters of unknown, and when I finally did it, I was rewarded with absolutely nothing. Because duh, you moronic child.
Stop! You violated the law.
Let's take a trip outside of the game universe and into the real universe. Whoa, dude, it's like all 3D. Anyway, do you guys remember when your mom would go to Walmart and buy those two-piece children's outfits that have like the cotton shorts and then the colorful t-shirt with like a dinosaur with a skateboard on it, or like Chicken Run? No, just me. I was the only one that was poor growing up. Okay, gotcha. So I'm at school and my parents wouldn't let me bring my Game Boy Color to school for fear that I would play games during class, which I guess is a valid concern considering, you know, the waking up at 5 a.m. to play Pokemon thing. So what was my brilliant solution to this? Just bring my game cartridges to look at them, I guess? Yeah, you take that, Mom and Dad. Well, one day I decided I was going to bring my Pokemon Gold game to school. And some of you might remember in like an old video, I talked about how Pokemon Gold was the first game that I ever owned to myself. That was that game. But oh no, these shorts that my frugal mom got me at fucking Kmart don't have pockets. But then I got the best idea. I should take the cartridge and just stick it in my waistband. So I slipped that bad boy right between my undies and the waistband of my Chicken Run shorts, and no, I wasn't f***ing kidding about that. Fast forward to later that day, I'm in class, game in my waistband, when all of a sudden, it slips out and falls into my shorts. So, like the sneaky little ninja that I apparently thought I was at the time, I attempted to reach my hand into my pants to grab the game. But I didn't reach from like this way with the waistband. I tried to like go through the pant leg to grab the game. And as I attempted to plunge my hand into my unsuspecting shorts, I shifted a little bit and sent the game tumbling out of my shorts and onto the floor. My teacher, alerted by the noise, looks to me and asks, "What's that?" There was no hiding it. My game was on the floor. She pointed to it and she said, "Bring that to me." As I brought the game up to her desk, she took it from my hand and threw it into one of the drawers of her desk and said, "You can have this back when you bring your parents in to pick it up." What? There was no way I was going to tell my parents the embarrassing thing that I had just did. And so I never told my parents, and my very first Pokemon game that I owned to myself, Pokemon Gold, sat imprisoned in a desk in California, guarded by this stupid Rosie O'Donnell looking bitch. Luckily, on the last day of school, I remembered that she had it, because how would I forget that? And I walked up to her and asked her, "Hey, can I have my Pokemon game back?" And she just like gave it back to me, no problem. So I got my game back eventually, but you know, still, bitch. The lesson to be learned here is don't be a f***ing cheap ass, Mom. Buy me shorts that have pockets on them.
It's one small step for man.
Since the next little mistake happened around the time that Generation 3 came out, let's go back into the game universe and talk about a little thing that happened to me and maybe might have happened to you too.
Back in my day.
Before the internet was massively accessible to basically everybody, many a Pokemon fan relied on the playground to get their Pokemon news and secrets and rumors. And one kid in my 5th grade class told me something amazing. Apparently, if you can beat the Hoenn League 50 times, then Professor Birch or Oak, I don't remember which one, will give you a ticket that you can take to the Moss Deep Space Center, get on a rocket ship, fly to the moon, and battle and catch Deoxys and or Jirachi. I don't remember if it was one or both of them. It was definitely one of those. They're both spacey. But holy shit, I could go to the moon? That's crazy. So I grabbed my level 100 Blaziken, my level 72 Rayquaza, and like a handful of other pretty strong Pokemon, and I set out to beat the Hoenn League 50 times. I think I made it like 4 or 5, and then I gave up because 50 is a lot. I threw in the towel and I decided that it wasn't real, which that's absolutely right. It wasn't real.
Disappointed!
Since we seem to be moving chronologically, let's fast forward to 6th grade when I got my very first Nintendo DS. This was before Diamond and Pearl came out, so I was stuck playing something. Apparently this game was so uninteresting that I have no recollection of what game it was that I was stuck playing. And then of course, you know, I was playing my Game Boy Advance games via the Game Boy Advance slot in the bottom of the DS. And then that's when I saw it, Pokemon Emerald. And I specifically remember a commercial where they said playable on the Nintendo DS. And my dumb little brain said,
Whoa, so it's like Ruby and Sapphire, but with Nintendo DS functionality? Wah!
And that's how I sold my dad on buying it for me. And he took me to the store, he bought the game, we came home, I loaded it up, and it's a Game Boy Advance game with no Nintendo DS function, because duh. I was so massively disappointed. This was at a point in time when I didn't understand what improved versions actually were. Like, I knew that Pokemon Yellow was basically Red and Blue with like a couple changes, and Crystal was that for Gold and Silver, but like it never really clicked for me that they were supposed to be the improved ultimate version of the first 2 games. I thought they were just like a slightly cooler, but still basically on the same level of quality game as like the other 2 in their respective generation. But since at that point I had never owned Yellow or Crystal, that whole idea just didn't click for me. In fact, it didn't really click until Pokemon Platinum. Obviously, I came to eventually like Pokemon Emerald. Obviously, it's like one of the best Pokemon games ever. But getting my first taste of what an improved version was actually supposed to be definitely left a bad taste in my mouth, to say the least.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Moving right along chronologically, here's another stupid thing that I did with a Pokemon cartridge, because apparently I am my own reason for not being able to have nice things. So when it came time that I finally had my very own copy of Pokemon Crystal, and yes, Pokemon Crystal was the victim here, okay? Please don't kill me. I was very disappointed to find that my copy of Pokemon Crystal had a dead save battery, as those old Game Boy Color games tended to have. Given that you could see through the case of the cartridge, I could see right to the battery. My knowledge of batteries up to that point was pretty limited. There are AAAs and AA's and 9 volts, C's, D's, those square big ones that go into like camping lanterns. There's the little ones that go into laser pointers. There's phone batteries, PSP batteries, car batteries, battery by Metallica, and of course, watch batteries. And of course, the safe batteries inside of Pokemon Color cartridges look strikingly like watch batteries. But gosh dang, where was I going to get a watch battery? Oh yeah, luckily I had stolen a watch battery from one of my dad's old watches for the purpose of putting into an Ed Hardy watch that my mom had gotten me for Christmas for some reason. And also that I still have, and I have been wearing this entire time in this video. It's funny too, now looking back, had I been able to actually crack this open to put that watch battery in, that watch battery would have been way too big, because here is the actual size of the watch battery inside of this Ed Hardy watch. I grabbed the battery, I cracked open Pokemon Crystal, and I was face to face with the save battery. But oh no, it's like super attached to these metal prong things, and these metal prongs are like super attached to the board. So that means that the prongs probably have to stay on the board, and I need to pry these prongs off of the battery to slip the new battery in. Keep in mind, this is at a time when I absolutely had internet connection and could have easily just Googled how to replace a Game Boy Color save battery and then gone to eBay and seen that you can get a 20-pack of them for like $3. So I spent like an hour prying the metal prongs off of that battery with an X-Acto knife. And by the time it was done, the prongs were f***ing mangled and bent, but the battery was out. And so I took the watch battery and slapped it in. And then to reattach the prongs to the battery, I used hot glue. But of course, the hot glue wasn't really enough to keep these mangled prongs in contact with the battery. So my solution to that was to take little squares of double-sided tape and stick it on either side of the battery so that when I close the cartridge, the pressure of it would like push the contacts onto the battery and keep a connection. But it actually worked. My game would actually hold a save now. Looking back, what I did to that Pokemon Crystal cartridge is like pure sacrilege, even if it did end up working in the end. I'm just like baffled that like I didn't think to go to the internet that I absolutely had access to just find out how to do it the right way. God, why was I so stupid?
Can I stay with you, please?
Of course!
Really?
No.
So we've slogged through many a stupid thing that I've done in Pokemon, and now we've finally reached my personal favorite dumb thing I did as a kid. And lucky for you and me, I saved a cute one for last. No more stupid, we need to counteract all this stupid with something that's not really dumb, it's just kind of cute. So I'm sure most of you remember playing Pokemon as a kid and getting like really attached to your Pokemon. Well, I had a pretty active imagination, clearly. And so whenever I would play through a Pokemon game, I basically thought that my Pokemon were like semi-sentient. But yeah, my belief that the Pokemon in the game were like semi-sentient went like a little bit further and included wild Pokemon too. So whenever I would be exploring the routes, if I encountered a Pokemon of like a certain species and level and gender, and then like 1 or 2 encounters later, I would encounter the same Pokemon species of the same gender and level, I thought that was like the same Pokemon like coming back to me and like wanting me to like battle or catch it. I remember one instance in particular. I was on Route 34 south of Goldenrod City, and as I was heading up, I encountered a level 10 female Drowsy. And of course, I'm not gonna like fight a Drowsy, I've got like better things to do. So I run and I take like another 5 steps and I encounter another level 10 female Drowsy. And I'm like, oh, this Drowsy like likes me and wants me to like battle or catch it. F that, and I ran away and I kept going through the route. And right as I was about to get out of the route, I got another encounter. And wouldn't you know it, it was another level 10 female Drowsy. So in my dumb little brain, I was like, wow, this Drowsy just like really likes me and it wants to be my Pokemon. So I caught it. And then I never used it. And then I boxed it because what am I going to do? Like evolve it into Adrian Brody? That. But yeah, basically about 3/4 of the way through Generation 3, I thought that Pokemon were semi-sentient, and Pokemon of the same species, level, and gender being encountered like one right after the other meant that they loved me and they wanted me to battle or catch them. Because apparently my childhood was the only time that I had that level of self-confidence. So, needless to say, I've done some pretty stupid stuff when it comes to Pokemon. You can go ahead and tell me how stupid I was as a kid in the comments, and maybe tell me about some of the stupid things you did as a kid. Or, I don't know, maybe some of the stupid things you do now, like choosing not to like this video and subscribe with notifications on. That's what stupid people do. Anyway, guys, it feels really good to be back, even after having to record this video twice. So seriously, thank you for watching to this point. I super appreciate you, and I will see you guys in the next one? Probably. See ya.